Bruins analysts.
Yeah, what's with this A?
NESN's team coverage starts a half hour before game time with the Boston Globe pregame report and wraps up postgame with overtime. It takes a Bruins team to cover a Bruins team.
You got an A? I got an A.
NESN University is now in session. So stay tuned as students from some of the finest institutions in the nation take each other to school. It's NESN U's winter semester, Hoops 101. So watch and learn. NESN U is now in session. So stay tuned, because we're taking attendance. NESN tips off our college hoop season full of collegiate sports action.
I know my son. He hangs out with the same guys at the same place every day. He tells me his English teacher spits when she talks. I know he hates me sometimes. He knows people who smoke weed, and it scares me to death. But I know he stays away from it. How do I know? I ask. I ask every day.
This season, every Bruins game is on NESN. And every game ends with overtime. NESN's new expanded post-game show featuring an all-star lineup of rotating Bruins analysts.
Rotating?
Not rotating, alternating.
How many times have we traded for this guy?
Rick Middleton, Barry Peterson, and Cam Neely join Tom Caron post-game from the studio and from the fleet, offering insight, interviews, and analysis. This season, every game ends with overtime.
Sometimes this can be a funny game. A coach can have success in one place at one time with one team when things suddenly shift. The same coaches can then have success in another place, even with each other's teams. Pat Burns and Robbie Ftorek play Trading Faces, Trading Places, next on NESN. 24 hours from now, downtown Boston will be teeming with first-night revelers. Tonight, the final game of the 2002 calendar year as the Boston Bruins play host to the New Jersey Devils. Hello again, everyone. Dale Arnold along with Gordy Kluzak. Happy New Year. Glad you could join us tonight here on NESN. Well, if your glass is half full, the Bruins have only lost 1 of their last 4. If it's half empty, they've won only 3 of their last 10.
Well, I know the Bruins have not played nearly as well lately as they did early on in the season. They've even slipped a little bit here in the Eastern Conference standings. Now 4th place, the Devils in Tampa Bay being ahead of them by virtue of leading their respective divisions. We expect the Bruins to move back up the conference and get playing better the way they were earlier in this year.
You see how similar these two teams are right now. It was a great season series a year ago and 2 very alike teams.
They are, and some things never change in New Jersey. Always one of the top defensive teams and one of the weaker offensive teams. There you see 1st in goals against, 26th in goals for. The Bruins much more balanced, 3rd offensively and 8th defensively.
Last year, 4 meetings between these two teams, and it was a very close series.
Exactly what you would expect between these two teams. Tough defensive battles right down to the wire. Scott Niedermayer was the hero for the Devils over the season series, and Joe Thornton was the Bruins hero, scoring a couple of game-winning goals. They're very, very close checking games. Great goaltending you see there. 11-15, the 5-4 Boston win. Exactly what you expect here tonight. Both teams, they don't give away much. They're going to, defensemen will jump into the play occasionally, and it's going to be a very tight scoring, close scoring game.
Well, we've got a subplot for tonight's game as well. The return of an old friend. You've got former Devils coach Robbie Ftorek behind the Bruins bench. Former Bruins coach Pat Burns returns to face the Bruins for the first time behind the Devils bench.
Very interesting matchup. You look at their respective records with the Devils and the Bruins. Pat Burns came into Boston, took what was the worst team in the league, made them dramatically better, added to his 3rd Jack Adams trophy for the best coach in the National Hockey League. Robbie Ftorek had a great run in New Jersey and then was sort of inexplicably fired 8 games left before the Devils went on to win the Stanley Cup in 2001. So Rob Ftorek and Pat Burns will both be extra revved up and expect their teams to be extra revved up for this game here tonight.
The Boston Bruins and the New Jersey Devils tonight at the Fleet Center. You think New Jersey, you think Martin Brodeur. He'll be faced in the opposing nets by John Graham. All the action next on NESN.
The Bruins Wives Charity Carnival returns Sunday, January 5th.
We love the Wives Carnival. We never miss it.
And it's your chance to meet your favorite players, get autographs and giveaways, win games, prizes, and more, all to benefit the Children's Room.
We love coming to the Wives Carnival. We get to meet all our favorite Bruins.
The early bird session is sold out, but there's still room in the general session at 3:30. For tickets and information, log on to bostonbruins.com or call today.
Come to Wives Carnival! Woo!
Feel the heat on the ice. It's the 0203 Boston Bruins season. Tickets are on sale now at bostonbruins.com, at the Fleet Center box office, all Ticketmaster outlets, or by calling 617-931-2222.
Great feet, Thornton score!
You think it's hot now? Be there when they drop the puck.
When Charlie Moore goes fishing, he goes fishing in style.
Robbie Ftorek. Robbie! And it's a slash.
Bassman Charlie, are you there?
Adam West. Charlie, how you doing?
Adam Vinatieri. Oh, it's good! Mr. Ted Nugent.
I am one lucky idiot.
The Chief, John Busick.
Keep your hands off me.
Hopefully we'll still be friends at the end of the show.
Everyone's on Charlie Moore Outdoors, and Charlie Moore is only on NESN.
Catch up when you wake up with NESN Sports Desk, the fastest 15 minutes in sports.
It's our sportscast on your schedule all morning long.
And this is for the New England sports fan. We start with the local teams first, every morning beginning at 5.
ESPN News, your source for sports, with the enhanced bottom line that's always on, letting you know what's ahead. Scores, stats, highlights, news conferences, analysis, and more. It's ESPN News on NESN.
NESN's exclusive coverage of Bruins hockey is brought to you in part by Southwest Airlines, bringing people together with low fares. By New England Ford. Ford is leading the way with the best-selling cars and trucks. Log on to newenglandford.com for details. By Bob's Stores, where you can get real. Real casual, real brands, real great prices. And by Rocky Mountain Cold Coors Light. Cold, down, easy.
Beautiful holiday season in downtown Boston. First night tomorrow night. The joint will be jumping, and tonight here at the Fleet Center. Pretty good crowd settling in. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if this thing ended up close to a sellout as the New Jersey Devils come to town. You got that interesting matchup. Robbie Ftorek behind the Bruins bench had great success as the head coach of the New Jersey Devils. Pat Burns making his first appearance back in Boston as the head coach of the New Jersey Devils, has gotten off to a terrific start as the head coach in New Jersey.
No matter what either one of them say, there's always something extra important about playing a team that basically fired you.
Right now, the fans at the Fleet Center rising. Rene Rancourt has made his way out onto the carpet. Fans getting ready for the playing and singing of our national anthem.
Accompanied by Fleet Center organist Ron Poster.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Rene Rancourt pumped up for the start of tonight's game. The officials assigned by the National Hockey League. Dean Morton just skated out of your picture. He and Dan Marawelli will be your referees. You're looking there at Greg Dvorsky. He and Kevin Collins will be your linesmen. Goaltending matchup first for the visiting New Jersey Devils, the second busiest goaltender in the NHL. Only Nikolai Khabibulin has played more minutes this year. 32nd appearance of the season for Martin Brodeur. 5 years after he hangs up his skates, an instant spot in the Hall of Fame. Down at the other end of the ice, John Graham, coming off that 1-0 shutout win in Atlanta on Saturday night. 21st appearance of the year. Graham has 11 wins in the Bruins net. Underway here in the first. John Madden gets spilled by Michael Grosek right off the draw. Grosek takes a run at Colin White. Michael Grosek has opened up this first period a little ornery.
The Bruins can really use that type of play.
White blocks Grosek's attempted dump in.
Never hurts to be a little bit nasty in this game.
Certainly gets you a little extra room, doesn't it?
It does. And your line mates and teammates and everyone else.
Brian Ralston tips it in deep. Cleared out to center ice. Sean O'Donnell for Boston to P.J. Axelson. Bruins in the middle of a line change. Joe Thornton has hopped over the boards. Thornton, offensive end, surrounded by 4 red shirts. Thornton carries deep. Thornton checked by Colin White, gets loose, goes to Mike Knuble. Knuble making his return to the lineup after missing a couple of games with a bout with the flu. Here's Dan Marawelli saying, puck's loose, work it out, and the Devils do. Near side, Scott Niedermayer. Poked away beautifully by Sean O'Donnell. Niedermayer's trapped deep. Bruins trying to take advantage. Here comes Brian Berard leading the charge. Cross ice, Murray drive, Brodeur save.
Martin Brodeur was over there so quickly, squared right up. Perfect position to handle that shot.
Sean O'Donnell kicked it ahead to Mike Knuble. Lobs it in wide of the net. Brian Rafalski back to play. Patrick Elias. Rafalski into the Boston end. Don Sweeney tripped up. Penalty call coming up. Elias will go off for a trip. Bruins will get the first power play.
The Devils doing something here they don't normally do. Forechecking deep in the zone, going after the puck carrier, and Patrick Elias took Don Sweeney's skates out from underneath him. It's a tripping penalty, and the Bruins an opportunity to create some offense here. It's never easy against the Devils. 3rd ranked penalty killing team in the league. Of course, they have the best penalty killer in the game, probably, in net.
It's an amazing disparity for the Devils. Their penalty killing is spectacular. Their power play has been atrocious so far. Marty McGinnis into the offensive end. McGinnis carries deep, plays it behind the net to Marty LaPointe. Far point, Brian Berard. Tipped away by Madden. Bruins get control. Rob Zaminer had the only goal in the win over Atlanta. McGinnis into the corner for LaPointe. Blue line, Brian Berard lost it out of the zone.
Very veteran line put together here by Rob Ftorek. Zaminer, LaPointe, and McGinnis. Tremendous amount of experience. However, they haven't played together that much this year.
Bruins have rested up their first power play unit. Joe Thornton hops over the boards, takes the pass from Jonathan Girard. Joseph Stumple hit by Scott Stevens. Stumple in the corner, plays it back to Girard. Girard lobs it deep for LaPointe. Check, let it roll. Berard in from the blue line. Pass picked off. Out comes Sergei Brylin.
How many passes do you suppose Scott Stevens has picked off in his career?
1 or 2. Langenbrunner, far side. Fires it wide. battled all the way back to the New Jersey blue line, where Colin White waits to gather it in and clear it back down the ice. O'Donnell for Thornton. Thornton leads the rush. Thornton. Murray in. Offside is the call. Murray lifted that back leg.
Pat Burns returns to the Boston area, and take a look at the Devils roster notes courtesy of Foxwoods Casino. Sort of a small group of forwards. A lot of guys that are 5'10", 5'11", not very big. A lot of speed. Players like Jeff Friesen, but not that physical. Another reason why Pat Burns doesn't like his team to become a really aggressive forechecking team. They don't really have the size up front to do it.
Ralston clears it into the offensive end. Colin White back, wraps it near wing over the shoulder of Thornton, kept in by O'Donnell, cleared by the Devils. John Madden. Penalty time to Elias is up. He steps out of the box. Devils back at full strength. Glenn Murray lobs it ahead. Oleg Tverdovsky takes it back from Anaheim Mighty Duck. Tverdovsky chased by Thornton. Far corner, Ken Danica. Up the right wing and out with it. Turner Stevenson for Scott Gomez. Can't connect with Jeff Friesen. Murray to Stumper. Offensive end, couldn't connect with Girard.
One thing a Pat Burns team does not give up very often are odd man rushes. Probably be able to count the 3-on-2s or 2-on-1s on one hand tonight. Just do not want to give you really easy scoring chances. You have to work for absolutely everything against a Pat Burns team. Well, Rob Ftorek, his coaching philosophy a little different, more aggressive. He has the personnel up front. Joe Thornton's second in the league in scoring. Glenn Murray's been among the top 10 scorers all year. They'll try to put some pressure on the Devils defense, try to take advantage of some Devils defensemen who may be a little long in the tooth back there.
But tough as nails, too.
Tough as nails is right.
Scott Stevens, Ken Danico. Interesting fourth line here for the Bruins. Jonathan Girard up front. They've called up Sean Morrison from Providence of the American Hockey League. They had Gorin and Hilbert up for the game in Atlanta. They elected to call up Morrison back on the blue line for tonight's game and move Jonathan Girard up to the fourth line right wing position.
Girard has the speed to play up front. You know he has the brains because he's a defenseman.
Of course, superior intellect always shows.
Got that right.
Now Gill back behind his own net. Bruins have the only 2 shots on goal in the game so far. No score. Brian Giunta, former Boston College Eagle. It's checked. Marty McGinnis works it loose, passes it up to Sean Brown. Brown wrist shot blocked over the glass and up into the net.
Martin Brodeur, as Dale mentioned, a slam dunk for the Hall of Fame. Take a look at his career this season, tied NHL first in wins with 18, and only goaltender to record 6 consecutive 35-win seasons. Ranked 3rd among active goaltenders, 59 shutouts. Only Patrick Waugh and Eddie Belfour are ahead of Martin Brodeur.
I'm trying to figure out what would be an easier job, to be a backup quarterback to Tom Brady or a backup goaltender to Martin Brodeur. Either way, you never get to take the baseball cap off. Corey Schwab has played in 3 games for the Devils this year. Brodeur playing in his 32nd. John O'Donnell near corner. Behind the net, picked off Sergei Breland. Breland centering pass, missed by Elias. He was alone in front, couldn't collect. E.J. Axelson up with Michael Grosjean. Lobbed in wide of the net, Brodeur bats it out of the air. Yuri Bisek gives it up to Oleg Tverdovsky.
Nick Boynton stood him right up in the neutral zone. Bruins need to do more of that. Hit with a purpose. And play the best open ice body checker on the team.
Knuble center ice, can't gather it in. Joe Thornton bats at it. Cleared in by Jamie Langenbrunner. Back towards John Madden. Madden looking for Pandolfo. Picked off by Thornton. Gives to Murray. Out to center ice, Knuble. Knuble to Boynton. Murray led into the zone. Back to Boynton. In. Shot save. No, it got blocked off by Rafalski. Never got through to the goaltender. Great block by Brian Rafalski.
I thought Brodeur got out and made the save. I'll have another look at it. But a rare breakdown by the Devils in their own zone.
Thornton up with Murray. Knuble comes in. Mike Knuble to Glenn Murray. Shot save. Brodeur. Well, this line has had some great scoring chances already early in this game. Jack Friesen in on the near wing. Centering pass block ends up on the stick of Stumple. Bruins in the middle of a line change. Stumple to Girard. Marty Lapointe, offensive end to Stumple. Drops it back. Zaminer shot. Stick save Brodeur. Scott Gomez into the Boston end. Centers it. Girard takes it. Picked off at the blue line. Bruins get it back, and out comes Lapointe. Stumple to Zaminer. Zaminer shot. Brodeur shoulder save. Lapointe puts the check on Colin White. Nieuwendyk had it knocked away by Zaminer. Gianta for Berglund. Cleared away by Graham to O'Donnell. Stumble back out to center ice. Lead feed P.J. Axelson lost it. Joe Nieuwendyk for Christian Berglund. Nieuwendyk into the Boston end. Rattled by Boynton, comes to the corner. Roaching. Graham batted it away to the far corner. Stumble check. Puck in the skates. Roaching works it loose to Stumble. Brian Berard sends it length of the ice. Missed the net. We'll get an icing call here. 11:18 left to play in the first. We've got no score here at the Fleet.
Don't just ring in the new year. Rev it in during the Dodge Rev in the New Year event. It's your final chance this year to grab life in a brand new Dodge. With up to $2,500 cash allowance on select models. Or save big with 0% financing. Plus, grab the added security of Dodge's 770 powertrain limited warranty. Up to $2,500 cash allowance or 0% financing. But the party will be over before you know it. Rev into your Dodge dealer today.
Raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens. Bright copper kettles and warm woolen mixins. Silver white winters that melt into spring. These are a few of my favorite things. These are a few of my favorite things.
The wonder of it all. Take a chance, make it happen. Pop the cork, finger snapping. Spin the wheel, round and round we go. Life is good, life is sweet. Grab yourself a front row seat. Let's meet and have a ball. Let's live. Yeah, let's live for the wonder of it all. Meet me at Foxwoods. Foxwoods.
Nick Boynton with a decent scoring chance here, but look where Martin Brodeur is, way out on top of the crease. Absolutely nowhere to go if you're Nick Boynton.
He doesn't give you much, does he?
He doesn't. Telescopes out, always under control.
Sergei Grelin into the Boston end. Grelin had it poked loose by Sean Morris. Devils get control again. Morrison in the corner, battling with Grelin. Patrick Elliott to Yuri Bisek. Bisek, great shift, shot, block, trickled to the net, covered up by Graham.
Talked a little bit about Martin Brodeur. John Graham is starting to make his own mark in the National Hockey League. First shutout of the season Saturday, fourth of his career. Career high 11 wins, and he's been outstanding at home. John Graham has been very relaxed, very poised. from the way Martin Brodeur has played for the last 10 years or so.
You know, I was looking at those numbers, Gordy, and terrific numbers by Graham against New Jersey. 1.95 goals against average. I wonder if every goaltender's goals against average goes down against New Jersey, because they just don't try to score that much.
The leading scorer at this point has 20 points. Incredible to figure out how they're actually leading their division, but they're just playing so strong defensively. They're not blowing many teams out, I can tell you that much.
Langenbrunner leads the team with 10 goals, half of what Joe Thornton has so far. Glenn Murray's got 18. He's second on the team.
Gretzky used to score 10 in a week.
John Madden throws it cross ice. Joe Thornton picks it off. Thornton hit Knuble in the skate, but he somehow managed to keep control just inside the line.
Devils just play that almost flex defense. They just will back off, They'll continue to play conservatively. They'll try to angle you off, take away the ice, take away the passing lanes.
Gomez in with Friesen. Gomez to the corner. Bumped by Jonathan Girard. Picked off by Brian Ralston. Fed to P.J. Axelson. He clears it away to the New Jersey line. Michael Grosek joins Axelson and Ralston up front. Scott Niedermeyer clears it away to the Boston end. We will get an icing call. I thought they might wave it off for a moment there, but draw will come at the other end. 9:08 left to play here in the first. Still no score at the Fleet.
Circuit breakers. Check. Window heat. On. Takeoff warning horn. Check. Parking brake. Set. Radio's radar and transponder. Set and standing by. Sunscreen. SPF 15. That's a check.
Southwest Airlines is going to Florida. With our low fares and frequent flights from Manchester or Providence, Southwest brings the Sunshine State closer than ever.
Cool shades. On.
You are now free to move about the country.
This Wednesday, how can something so right
Daddy got the big swing.
go so wrong?
Let's go to the Hojos, honey.
Just Married, rated PG-13.
Cockroach!
Sneak preview this Wednesday.
Jillian's lights up the night with 3 floors of fun, high-tech games, pool, dining, dancing, and more. Jillian's, voted Boston's #1 party destination.
It's the Hyundai Win-Win Year-End event, where you can save thousands over a comparable Honda or Toyota because you win with cash back on 2002 and 2003 models, like $1,000 back on a 2003 Hyundai Elantra, and win with America's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000 miles. But this event ends January 5th, so hurry. Win with cash back, win with America's best warranty. With Hyundai, you win. Now get cash back and 0 money down and 0 payments for 90 days.
Robbie Ftorik's Bruins scoreless with the New Jersey Devils here in the first. Robbie faced New Jersey last year as an opposing coach, so some of the novelty off. Pat Burns facing the Bruins for the first time since leaving here. Shot off the glove of Graham just went wide.
Pat Burns was without a job for a lot longer than I thought he would be in the National Hockey League.
A lot longer than he should have been.
He's got himself into a good situation here.
Al Gill rattles it to Joe Thornton. Thornton in front. It got deflected as he was trying to connect with Mike Knuble.
Bruins have 6 shots thus far. The Devils only 3, but most of those shots for the Bruins have come from the perimeter. Kick off the new year with the Boston Bruins. There's no game that compares to hockey in person, and the team to see is the Bruins. Saturday, January 4th, the defending Eastern Conference champion Carolina Hurricanes visit Boston.
Face-off just inside the Bruins blue line. Examiner Stumple the point, left to right up front. Marty LaPointe is a guy the Bruins have got to get going. Hasn't scored a goal since October. Of course, was out of the lineup with that broken foot for a while, but has only 1 goal so far this year.
They need more offense from their second and third lines. However you want to call Joseph Stumple or Brian Ralston's lines. One's the second line, one's the third line. But they need more offensive production from both of them. Take a little pressure off Joe Thornton's line.
Shot just wide of Brodor's net. Giante got shaken up. May have been hit by the follow-through of Brian Berard's shot. Marty Lapointe. Ralston in the corner, checked by Danico. Danico to Stumple. Stumple. Oh, he had the idea. He saw Berard was going to make the backhand flip to him. It was blocked. Away come the Devils. Centering pass. Nieuwendyk had the stop made by Graham. Gerard drive. Brodeur gloves.
The Devils with a 2-on-1, maybe 3-on-2. It might have ended up. Very good chances down low by Joe Nieuwendyk.
Sergei Brylin and Patrick Elias lead the rush to center ice. Yuri Bisek, shot blocked over the glass and into the netting behind Graham's net. 7:06 left to play in the first. We've got no score.
Well, Joe Nieuwendyk has been somewhat snake-bitten this year in New Jersey, and Bisek, the young winger on his line, 2 great chances there. You see the puck deflected right to Joe Nieuwendyk. A goal scorer like him is struggling when he doesn't put a chance like that by the opposing goaltender. Only 3 goals in 34 games for Joe Nieuwendyk.
Nick Point for PJ Axelson. Devils trapped offside. Delayed call wiped out as the Bruins come out.
Just cannot try to stick handle through the middle of that trap for the Devils. They'll pick it off every time.
Well, it seems like they got 7 guys between the blue lines.
Incredible. 5 guys skating backwards at once.
Cleared into the offensive end by Ralston. Brodeur. Colin White lost it to Grosjean. Shot saved Brodeur. Ralston in front. Shot hit the post. Rang one off the post. Shot from the near side. Stopped by Brodeur.
Well, some good pressure here by this line. Ralston, Grosjean, and Axelson. They get the puck in. Creative turnover by the Devils in their own zone right there. And from that point on, the Bruins with a couple of good chances. The Devils playing very conservatively, allowing the Bruins to skate around, have some open ice on the perimeter. It's okay to take those shots from the perimeter, but you've got to have somebody driving to the net looking to get in Brodeur's way or perhaps look for a deflection or a rebound. Not that Brodeur gives up any rebounds.
Jonathan Gerard into the corner, put it in front. Scott Stevens was waiting. Stevens recently played in his 1,000th game with the Devils. Of course, began his career with the Washington Capitals. McGinnis, backboards. Sean Brown, camped in front. McGinnis to Gerard in the corner. Centering pass, blocked in front of McGinnis by Danico. Gerard, tough angle shot, blocked wide to the corner.
Scott Stevens is probably the best player that's ever been awarded a team of compensation for a free agent in the history of the NHL.
Gomez drive, Graham save, plucks it out of the air and holds on. 5:23 left to play in a fast-paced first. No score here at the Fleet.
Everybody's got a little Jeep adventure in them. So you'd better hurry to your Jeep dealer because they want to make this a record-breaking month. Now's a great time to get a Jeep Grand Cherokee with all these great offers. 0% APR financing for 60 months. No monthly payments for 90 days. Plus the protection of a 770 powertrain limited warranty. So get to your Jeep dealer for this factory-authorized opportunity before January 2nd and find the Jeep adventure in you. Check one out today.
By now, you know the Bruins are good, real good. And Bud Light, the official beer of the NHL, would like to send you to see the Bruins. If you are 21 or older, you can purchase the new Bruins 6-game pack and get the 7th game free. Compliments of Bud Light. Bruins fans, make it a Bud Light. For tickets, log on to bostonbruins.com or call 624-BEAR.
John Gray
Graham. He's a big target in the net. He won a cup in the AHL, and now's his time to fight for the right in the NHL. Steve Shields. He played for the Sharks and the Ducks, but now he knows what it's like to don the mask of a real Bruin. Most teams are looking for that one hot goalie. Right now, the Bruins have two. Friday, the Bruins take on the Islanders in New York. Coverage begins at 6:30 only on NESN.
Scott Gomez, a 23-year-old center iceman for the Devils, with a shot from a tough angle. John Graham with a little bit of a bobble.
Marty LaPointe out to center ice, drops it back to Joseph Stump. Pass picked off. Ryan Giunta got just rattled by Boynton as he was trying to glove it down. He forgot to signal for the fair catch. Christian Berglund clears it into the Boston end. Sweeney backboards, pushes the one-hand pass to the corner for Stumple. Stumple to LaPointe, kicks it into the offensive end. Brodeur leaves it for Colin White. Checked backboards by Rob Zamminer. LaPointe tried to center to Stumple. Pulled away by Joe Nieuwendyk. Niedermeyer led into the zone. Nieuwendyk in front. Blocked away by Brian Berard to the corner.
Devils have defense pairings where they have one sort of very defensive-minded defenseman paired with a more offensive-minded defenseman. Here it's White, who's the defensive stay-at-home type, and Niedermeyer, who's got the great wheels, can jump into the play. Believe me, the Devils forwards need all the help they can get.
Well, you're exactly right, Gordy. They have Ken Danico, the stay-at-home, paired with Oleg Tverdovsky. Shot wide. And then they've got Stevens, the stay-at-home, paired with Brian Rafalski. Point falls down, lost an edge, got it to Murray. Out with Kanuba.
Almost a 2-on-1 that then turned into a 2-on-4.
Madden. Shot, Graham save, rebound, Graham stop. Puck loose, it's in the net. I don't know if it's Pandolfo or Madden who will get credit, but the Devils take a 1-0 lead.
I think it's Jay Pandolfo. Puck bounced off his shin pad. Rob Fedoruk looking for a little interference call. The Devils throw that puck on net. Those rebounds so often will kill you, and the Devils out-muscled the Bruins. Couple of players down low to work in, get to that loose puck. Rebound, a couple of rebounds in there. Madden shot the puck. I thought it went off Pandolfo. You couldn't tell for sure from that angle. Regardless, the Devils have a 1-0 lead, and every time you get to give up a goal to this team, it becomes incredibly difficult to come back.
Bisek shot, save Graham. Turnaround, wrapped off the outside of the net by Breland. Bisek centering pass, blocked by Brian Ralston.
We're down 2 goals to the Devils. It's like going down 4 to a lot of teams.
Out comes Michael Grosek. Grosek, long drive, high and wide of Brodeur's net. Brian Ralston, left in the corner. Michael Grosek, side of the net, Axelson. PJ tried to spin it in front, weakly banked it off the back of the net. Intentional offside called against the Bruins. Sean O'Donnell. Face-off down at the other end. Let's head downstairs to Legends. Tom Caron standing by with Rick Middleton, guys.
Dale, thanks very much. Gord Kluzak just said it. Not often you guys agree, but a 1-goal deficit against this team seems like a lot more.
It might as well be 4 or 5 the way these guys are playing right now. They're right on their game right now. The thing is, Coach Burns, has got his system working perfectly. They got to get a power play goal or something to get back.
And they got the goalie to back it up. Let's go back upstairs. By the way, Fernie Flaman going to be with us in the alumni corner.
Fernie Flaman, former Northeastern coach, now a scout with the New Jersey Devils.
Nifty could break that trap. I wonder if he's brought his old plastic skates with him and get down in that locker room, jump out there for the second or third period. He can handle a couple of shifts.
Score one of those goals off his butt.
Sure,
just slide into the net.
Just get the puck bouncing through the middle. That'll break down that neutral zone trap in a hurry. Kick it around a little bit.
Nieuwendyk tips it to the Boston line. Brian Berard back to play. PJ Axelson gets it. Murray trying to lead Thornton in. Brodeur plays it away to the far corner to Scott Stevens.
The Devils just don't allow you any momentum to get in there quickly and get on that forecheck. And by clogging up that middle, they allow Brodeur to handle the puck.
Pandolfo shot blocked by Sweeney. Thornton to Murray. Pass was behind him. He ended up tipping it to Girard. Scrum on the near wing boards. Girard finally gets it loose to Sweeney. Sweeney lobs it in onside. Then Murray, far circle. Spins it deep to Mike Knuble. Behind the net, Joe Thornton. Was trying to make the pass in one motion to Murray. Missed the puck.
This is the matchup that Pat Burns will want against Joe Thornton's line. John Madden, Pandolfo, Scott Stevens out there. Can't really remember much of this game yet, of this first period, where Joe Thornton or Glenn Murray really had any pressure, even any sort of a meaningful scoring chance.
Knuble offensive end. Wiped out by Brian Rafalski. Scott Gomez for New Jersey up to the Boston line. Drops it off. Shot hit a leg. Ends up in the netting over the glass. Less than a minute remaining here in the first.
Take another look at the goal that was credited to Jay Pandolfo. That rebound, and right there Langenbrugger got in there quickly, and Pandolfo just drove to the front of the net. John Madden banked it off his shin pad.
Jeff Friesen, high slot shot, save Graham. Boynton tried to wrap it out. Friesen keeps it in. Boynton takes it back for Boston. Stumple in with LaPointe. Stumple surrounded. Comes loose to the hash marks. Tried to spin it in front. Locked away by Tverdovsky from Zamenhof. Boynton back. Gloved into the zone. Offside the call.
Devils just collapse. They just clog up the middle, and even in their own zone. Very difficult to maneuver the puck down low against a Pat Burns team. It forces you to work in the perimeter. That means you got to get it back to the point, get it on net, and then charge in looking for a tip or a rebound. Don't try to thread it through that maze of sticks and legs that the Devils will collapse down on you in every zone.
Friesen clears it into the Boston end. Nope. Cleared the glass into the seats with it.
Shoot it through that maze. Don't try to thread a pass or feather a pass in there.
Another former Bruin behind the New Jersey bench. That's Bobby Carpenter.
Bobby Carpenter will undoubtedly be a head coach in the National Hockey League at some point.
Pass picked off by Friesen. Graham makes the save. O'Donnell clears it length of the ice. Now, if I was the goaltender, I would touch it up. Not going to matter anyway. That'll do it for the first period. Devils outshoot the Bruins 11-10. Only goal of the first period comes from former BU Terrier Jay Pandolfo. 1-0 New Jersey at the end of one.
Very much. Looked like the Bruins were handling this pretty well. They had some opportunities going on. At one point, 6-3, 7-3, they're out shooting them.
Right.
All of a sudden, New Jersey gets that one goal. It's a whole different Devils team you're facing.
I think it all started with that 2-on-1 break, we're going to show a little later. But, you know, this is a team that sits back. They rely on their goalie and their defense to get the puck up to the forwards. The forwards just wait for chances. And tonight,
Sergei Samsonov, 1998 NHL Rookie of the Year.
I'm getting my Bruins license plate.
Brian Berard, 1997 Rookie of the Year.
I'm getting my Bruins license plate.
Ray Bourque, 1980 Rookie of the Year.
And I've got mine too.
Support your team and invest in Massachusetts youth hockey by ordering your own Bruins license plate. For more information, log on to bostonbruins.com.
We're all helping Mass youth hockey, and you can too.
This season, tune in for NESN's new Bruins team coverage. Because we've put together a little Bruins team of our own. Barry Peterson, Cam Neely, and Rick Middleton. NESN's all-star line of alternating Bruins analysts.
Alternating? So that's why we all have the A.
Yeah, what's with this A?
NESN's team coverage starts a half hour before game time with the Boston Globe pregame report and wraps up postgame with overtime. It takes a Bruins team to cover a Bruins team.
You got an A?
I got it.
Here's a great gift idea for the Red Sox fans on your holiday gift list. Ted Williams, a celebration of an American hero. A copy of this special Fenway Park ceremony dedicated to Ted Williams, the hitter, the veteran, and the man. Order a VHS or DVD copy for only $19.95 or pay $29.95 and get a number 9 hat and your own commemorative ticket. It makes a great gift, and a portion of the proceeds will benefit the Jimmy Fund. So call 1-866-557-4TED today.
Bring in the new year in January on NESN. Each and every season, NESN is your ticket to New England sports with every Bruins game on NESN as they dominate the NHL. NESN U stays in session throughout the holiday season as students keep up with their college boards. Dan Egan's Wild World of Winter keeps snowballing on NESN with another month of wild winter action. Bring in the new year this January on NESN. 'Tis the season on NESN.
Shot score!
Bruins season. Every game, one ticket, all season long. Now featuring legendary pre- and post-game analysis. Basketball season, and NESN U is in session with hoop action from the top schools in the nation. Ski season, with another edition of Dan Egan's Wild World season to be watching. It's NESN in December. NESN University is now in session. So stay tuned as students from some of the finest institutions in the nation take each other to school. It's NESN U's winter semester, Hoops 101. So watch and learn. NESN U is now in session. So stay tuned, because we're taking attendance. NESN tips off our college hoop season full of collegiate sports action.
Welcome back to the Fleet Center. The New Jersey Devils with a 1-0 lead over the Bruins, and the one goal scored by BU Terrier Jay Pandolfo. And let's take a look at it. First of all, right here, it's a wrist shot from the outside. Should not have been a long rebound that John Graham gave up. And then stop it right here. See, Jamie Langenbrunner will break through his check of Sean Morrison, get to that rebound first. And that's the first breakdown. There's one shot. Now we have another rebound. John Madden cuts out behind, gets away from Hal Gill. Mike Knubel's trying to tie up Jay Pandolfo's stick, doing a pretty good job of that, but just too many chances. John Madden just tips it off the end of his stick. It goes off Jay Pandolfo's leg, and the Devils have a 1-0 lead. A couple of breakdowns, a couple of rebounds. What looked like an innocent play turned into a goal. You just don't get many cheap ones when you're playing the Devils.
John Madden, far wing, snapped it to the net. Graham steered it away to the near wing. Jamie Langenbrunner into the corner, checked by Hal Gill. Gill behind the net to the near wing. Knubel, nice feed to Thornton, right wing to Murray. Murray in, fires, Brodeur glove save, and he holds on.
Something that Martin Brodeur does so well is not only does he come out and cut the angle down, but he controls his rebounds exceptionally well. Either doesn't give them up at all, or he directs them away from trouble into the corners, away from the slot area. Comes with being a great athlete, great control of your body.
And only the best goals against average in the modern era. 1943 is when the red line was put into effect in the National Hockey League, considered the modern era in the NHL. Thornton and Knubel play catch. Murray led in, gives it up to Thornton, back to Murray, fires! Thornton popped out of the way, it's whistled wide of the net. Berard shot, stick save, Brodeur. Murray for Knubel. Knubel comes out of the corner, leaves it deep to Thornton, off his stick, couldn't control. People so used to just seeing Joe with that Velcro stick paddle. Puck hits it, it never seems to leave it. I'm always surprised when he misses one.
Has not really been able to generate much in the way of chances thus far. either by controlling the puck down low behind the net like Joe Thornton loves to do, or hitting the line with some speed. Devils are exceptionally difficult to play against.
Elias can't get by Jonathan Girard. Rob Zaminer misfired on the shot, rolled off the end of his stick. Devils come the other way. Sergei Brylin clears it into the corner. Brylin drops it off. Yuri Bisek for Elias. Backboards Brylin. Brylin to Bisek. Pass was behind Elias. Bruins converge. Puck grabbed by Joseph Stumple. Cordy, I noticed that Sean Morrison was one of the 2 defensemen on the ice for the Pandolfo goal. He played only a minute 57 in the first. They put Jonathan Girard back on defense in his place.
That's tough to play as a defenseman with limited ice time, and then you get out on the ice and you're not that warm, you're not into the game, you end up making a mistake.
Ralston for Grosek. Shot, save Brodeur. Grosek pulls it away from Nieuwendyk. Can't get the shot. Rafalski blocks. Ralston and Axelson forechecking. Axelson pushed down, plays it back. Sean Morrison back out there on defense again for Boston. Shoved it ahead. Nieuwendyk into the Boston end. Gill backboards, ties up Berglund. Brian Giunta had it picked off by Hal Gill. Hockey East battle there. BC against Providence. Axelson near corner. Grosek over to help out. Axelson out of the corner boards. Blue line, Berard, shot, save Brodeur. Ralston sends it behind the net. Scott Stevens tied up by Grosek. Axelson had it picked off by Stevens. Axelson taken down. Oh, Grosek and Stevens after each other for a moment. Now Grosek and Berglund going after each other. That brings everybody in. 5 players aside in a pig pile just inside the New Jersey blue line.
Guess who's in the middle of all of it? Michael Grosek. Plays an antagonistic style, to say the least. He got under Scott Stevens' skin for a moment. Of course, that's not that hard to do.
They just grabbed a hold of each other again briefly. Now, there's no doubt Grosek will go off and deserve penalty time. I'm just going to be shocked if he's the only one.
Well, I think that the Devils should get the extra penalty here. Berglund was the one that really initiated the roughing and the scrum over by the Bruins bench. See what happens. Stevens was upset that Grosek kind of knocked him over P.J. Axelson. Berglund took exception for what happened to Stevens. Well, maybe it'll be even.
Well, now they've got Stevens. Giunta had initially gone into the box. He got chased out and Stevens has gone in. Looks as though it's Stevens and Grosek.
What about Berglund?
There is Scott Stevens.
How can Berglund not have a penalty there?
I don't know. Well, it'll be 2 minutes aside up on the board. Teams will skate 4-on-4. I assume roughing minors or perhaps unsportsmanlike conduct.
It's a good strategy. Go out there and try to get coincidental minor penalties, open the ice up a little bit against the Devils. NHL took that rule out because so often in the 80s the Oilers would try to get a 4-on-4 situation for Gretzky and the boys to go out and play. They stopped doing 4-on-4s until a few years ago, and they brought it back in, thankfully.
1:41 left in the 4-on-4 open ice out there. Bruins have outshot the Devils 4-1 so far here in the second. Thornton and Murray up front, facing Madden and Langenbrunner. Ryan Berard tips it back into his own end. Sean O'Donnell behind the net to set it up. Bruins almost playing this like a power play. O'Donnell, nice pass to Murray. In with Thornton, snaps it to Berard, tipped it off his stick.
when the Bruins hit that blue line with some speed. Brian Berard came late, pulled the puck out high, try to catch the Devils flat-footed, and they very nearly did.
Niedermeyer to Langenbrunner, lost it out of the zone. Berard doing the forechecking right now. Langenbrunner into the Boston end. Shot! Nice right pad save by Graham. O'Donnell trickles it into the offensive end. Bruins peel off, make the wholesale four-man change.
That was a great save by John Graham. I don't know how you can flash that right pad out when you're moving out of the net trying to cut down the angle. He did it.
Ralston takes it from Stumple. Ralston offensive end. Ralston screen shot blocked by Tverdovsky. Nearly stolen by Stumple. Tverdovsky. Little ice volleys action as he got knocked off stride. Sergei Breland. Blue line Tverdovsky. Threw it weakly at the net. Graham steered it to the corner. Patrick Elliott. Centering pass grabbed by Stumple. Stumple. Offensive end for Ralston. Nice back-checking job by Breland. Pointing to Ralston. Tips it deep. Stumple got wrapped up a little bit with Brodeur. Couldn't get behind the net. Jonathan Gerard with it. Team's back at full strength. Brochik out of the box. Off his stick. Couldn't control the centering pass in the slot.
You know it's a good system when Oleg Tverdovsky looks like a good defensive player.
Brochik and Stevens are still jawing at each other. Brochik fell skates first into the boards and kind of limping a bit as he goes to the bench. High slot, shot. Turner Stevenson stopped by Graham. Jeff Friesen for Stevenson. Gomez back boards. Graham dives out, decides it's time for a face-off. 13:52 left to play here in the second. Only one goal, it from Jay Pandolfo. Devils lead the Bruins 1-0.
Congratulations! You've launched the pink slip virus. Your office is now infected. They'll soon trace it back to you. Good luck finding a new job. Congratulations! Congratulations!
Want to get away? Now you can. Fly Southwest Airlines for just $39 to $99 each way when you purchase by January 20th.
You are now free to move about the country.
Everybody's got a little Jeep